Well now, they say Harry Houdini started it all, the trick called metamorphosis, where a man and a woman change places. And as years have gone by, there have been versions of that, and now it's at incredible speed, believe you me. You can see acts around the world now doing metamorphosis so fast, you can't believe it. So we couldn't improve on the speed, nobody can. But what we did think we could improve on was making it more impossible, which is why I'm surrounded by members of our audience who are up here to examine all the things that we're going to use. What you're about to see is impossible. This is a tabletop. What's your name?
Paul.
Paul. Well, there you go, Paul. What you do, Paul, is you make sure that it's obvious, it's a plain tabletop. Make sure there's no way through that tabletop, because there isn't. But you have a look, you have to confirm it for the people at home. What I want you to do is you've been examining the lock that we're going to use, and it's just a straightforward lock, but I want you to take this rod, and I want you to go along here and go right round it and along the top and make sure that those rods are all metal. They're not rubber, they don't expand. What I want you to do is I want you to get inside this sack, pull it up over your head and see if there's any way out other than out of the top. Do it. Right. Get inside. Pull it up. No, inside means stand in the middle. That's it. And you pull that up round. It's got a frame in the bottom to hold it open, so if you're claustrophobic, no worries at all. Make sure you can't get out of it. Now, here's a very large metal box, all right? I want you, what's your name?
Adam.
Adam, just get inside there, Adam, and we'll tip it up. No, we won't. No, right inside, Adam. Don't worry about it. And make sure there's no secret trapdoors out of there. You happy with that, Paul? Okay, thanks for coming on the show. Mind how you go down into the audience. Thanks for checking the table. The table's been checked. You're happy with this, all right? Before we go, are you happy with the sack barrel?
Very happy.
Yeah, and there's no way out of it other than the top. Okay? Mind how you go down the stairs. Thanks for coming on the show. Mind how you go down. Would you go to the other end of the cage, sir, and just flick that? Well, I'll do it for you, like that. And we'll open it up. At the ends, as you can see, we've got handcuffs on chains, all right? Yeah. Give them a good pull, all right, like that, all right? Happy? Solid, now, yeah. The handcuffs work the same as all handcuffs. Don't put your wrist in it. What you do is you just push it against your finger like that. You'll find it goes all the way through, round and back onto the wrist on the other side. Yeah. That's how it is. Can you hold out the front so people can see what you're doing? Okay? That's it. Then it doesn't pull back, you see. That's the basic idea of any handcuff. And what we'll do is we'll just close that up like that. You're happy with the cage? You've examined it all the way round. You've examined it all the way with the metal rod. Oh, we don't need that. We'll just put that through there for use later. And thank you very much for coming on the show. Mind how you go down there. Who we got over here? We've got Adam. Adam, are you happy with that box? The boys are going to start putting it all together. Get on the other end of there, and we're going to grab the back end and just tip it on like this, just in case you think, because it was laid on this side, that wasn't the real thing. You can now go right round it, examine it, while I explain to people at home what's happened here. The sack has been collected in full view of the audience, and now the cage is being put right into the middle of the sack. Now the corners are gathered over like this so it can't get trapped, because we're going to wrap the cage inside the sack. All right? You happy with that?
Yep.
Yeah. It really is what we say, isn't it?
Yep.
That's why we made it so simple. Now, once we've got that situation going, there's one more missing ingredient. Would you come over here, Adam? Come over here. Open this up like this. All right. We're going to put somebody inside here, Adam. All right? How are you feeling now?
All right.
Yeah? Well, you should, because it's not you that's going in there. Yeah. Will you please welcome Debbie McGee? Debbie goes up the staircase, gets into the cage, swings up and over, and that goes straight away. Now, what you get to do is pretty exciting. What you take one of these over here. It's much easier for you. You're much taller than I am. And you take it so that it goes over the wrist all the way around, and then tighten it up so that it does not come off. Close your hand up into a tight fit. I want to make sure we'll make it a little bit tighter. All right? You can, in other words, you can adjust the control. All right? Done that? Yeah? Make sure it doesn't come over. Tighten it up a bit. I can see a gap. Yeah, I know. But this has got to be the most impossible version ever. Now, the chain's good, all right? Happy? Do you want to examine this one? Just make sure that's all right, because I did that one, yeah? Would you like to close the lid yourself? Yes? Would you like to put the hasp on there yourself? Would you just keep to one side, because the audience want to see what you're doing? Click it shut. It's a click shut. And pull the key out. Happy? And we don't need the key anymore. All right? So now we've got Debbie in a cage examined, locks examined, handcuffs examined, sack examined, table examined. There's one last thing you've got to do. I want you to just go to the end of the sack and start to feed it up like this, like that. Now then, on the very end of the sack, we get it up, right up to the top. You should find that you've got one string, no, right opposite mine. You got that one?
Yeah.
Right, now pull it right out backwards, okay, and then lob it down on the back end, just pull it down. Now I want you to just put one foot onto the top of there, and I want you to fasten, because you can reach, those in a bow. All right? You fasten them all in a bow. There's two in the middle, like this, and you fasten these two, just a bow, any bow, doesn't matter, because we're going to tie something over the top of that. All right, another bow, just like shoelaces. Do you want me to do this one, or you want to do it?
Whatever.
Whatever. All right then, I'll do it. So what we'll do is we'll tie it like that, because you get to tie the final choice anyway. Put that through there. Watch me closely. Good. Now the very end one comes over the lot, and we tie Debbie in completely. Now you've got now you've got to agree that this has got to be impossible to get out of, and we're going to make it even more impossible. What you do, happy with that?
Yep.
Right enough. Have a walk around here, look, because of the benefit of the audience. That's a good sack all the way round there, all the way round there. I'm rattling it. Your last chance, would you please bang that box and make sure that it is. That's the box. I'd just like to say thank you very much indeed for coming on the stage. Nice round of applause. Good point. Fellas, pick the box up, and I want you to show our audience to turn it right round. And now I want you to get, having got it right round, I want you to get it right up in the air. Be careful, and I know it's heavy, but whoops. And all you got to do is just get that down to the floor. Right. I want you to remember what you've been seeing. You have seen a table examined. Onto the table we placed a sack, which was examined. On the sack, well, in the sack, we placed the cage, examined. So the sack was tied by a gentleman from the audience, the cage was locked by a gentleman from the audience, everything was put together, and the box is made of sheet metal. And so, what Houdini started off, we've made impossible.